Growing up, Tim and I were friends. We became friends in fourth grade, and it was very much a friendship of equals. It was centered around video games and fun and hanging out. But as we got older, we started to go into careers. Our relationship changed a little bit.
We all have a unique purpose, a way to make a difference simply by being ourselves. But often, in order to live out that purpose, we have to confront our fears and take a step towards being vulnerable. Tim Dugan was uniquely himself. He was a lawyer and an online gamer. Before passing away from cancer in 2021, Tim's seemingly simple life created a lasting impact in the lives of those around him. He built relationships and communities in every area of his life. He loved caring for others, but where he could see the best in those around him, he couldn't see it in himself.
I really wanted to help him. He was the kind of guy that you rooted for, but it seemed like Tim always was 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. He would go through periods where he was very productive and doing well, and then something would happen and it would throw him into a loop.
I also learned with him everything was all or nothing. I had to work through with him. It's like fixing a paragraph does not mean I don't like you. Working on this, it doesn't mean you're bad. And he had never processed like that. He processed everything as very black and white.
Remember one time Tim called me in tears and told me that he was sure he was going to get fired at work, that he had made mistakes and the judge didn't like him. And I tried to talk with him. I tried to pray with him. I tried to point him to Jesus. He was a friend that I could tell was struggling, but I didn't know if I could give Tim the help that he needed.
Tim struggled for years, but the tipping point came when Tim's coworker noticed his nerves were showing up physically.
I asked him to come into the office, and he came in, and I'm like, look, you're not in trouble. I said, but Amy says you're nervous out here, and that she's seeing it physically out of you. And I said, look, if you're physically having a negative reaction here, let's talk to somebody. He was on it. I think he was on the phone within hours and had an appointment and really bonded with the person that he talked with.
So I went to a psychologist to get tested for ADHD. What they came back with was, we're not finding signs of attention deficit, but we can't really tell because you have major depressive disorder, general anxiety disorder, and general panic disorder, which are also affecting your attention abilities. The report I got from them is actually very telling and very not surprising. I've had a very negative opinion of myself for a very, very long time. I never thought I was good enough to do anything. I never really thought I was that great of a guy. I thought people really kind of just tolerated my existence.
I didn't realize just how deep the suffering was that he was dealing with. Tim did receive counseling, and it was like a whole new Tim opened up. Tim was diagnosed with depression and bipolar, and after getting medication and working with his counselor, I saw self-confidence that I'd never imagined that Tim Dugan could have.
And I remember having one little thought. 3 stupid little words. I like me. I was happy. For the first time in my life, I was happy not because something good had happened to me, not because I had done something or accomplished something. I was just happy to be me.
Once he unlocked that freedom in his life, so many other things opened up as well. I saw him grow in confidence. I saw him grow in helping other people, and Tim had a passion to pay that forward however he could.
Armed with the diagnosis, medication, and counseling, Tim Dugan found resiliency. He also found a new purpose, destigmatizing mental illness and helping others find healing.
He had names for the things that he was thinking and feeling, and he wanted to help bring awareness to other people as well. And it was one of his passions to help people if they were struggling with what they felt about themselves or the patterns of thought that they were experiencing, to seek out counseling. He wanted to destigmatize mental health as much as he could to help other people find the same freedom that he found.
I remember when he started posting things on Facebook, I'm like, hey, Tim, they can be private. And he was so excited. He goes, no, I want everybody to know. I want everybody to know that you can feel better.
Tim looked for every opportunity to share his journey. One friend, Malcolm Rogers, saw firsthand the impact Tim had on their online communities.
He wanted to reach out to others of our friends that were having mental health crises or issues that were very clear, and he would say to me, it's like, oh, I know that he's having this issue because I used to have this problem, or I had this problem, I had these kind of anger issues too, and so I'm going to reach out to him, I'm going to tell him, like, try to seek this kind of counseling, try to do this stuff. And so he was very big about trying to talk people through their mental health problem.
There are people out there who are suffering just as I was. This is something that's been affecting me my entire life, and I didn't know it. And then I got the help I needed. And I really, really want to give that back. We are not alone. And people need to realize that.
It definitely directly helped me in the sense he was a very big proponent of me trying to seek therapy for anxiety and for all sorts of issues I was suffering on my own when it came to mental health. And being less afraid of going out and seeking therapy, being less afraid of the idea of actually looking into like psychology or possibly getting medication.
I remember in our mid-20s, he had never driven further than 30 minutes from his house, ever, at any point in his life. And after receiving his diagnosis and getting well mentally, Tim really pushed his boundaries. I was shocked to hear that he had booked a plane ticket to Salt Lake City. He was doing something called Limit Break,
A convention for gaming and mental health, and he was so excited.
Tim was passionate about the cause, and also he loved video games, so he said, why not?
He took off, he got on a plane, he set it all up, went by himself, and worked a convention, and he was so excited. But for us, we were watching it, and we're like, that was huge.
Tim never would have been able to do something like that before he got healthy.
If I did not get or even start on the path of treatment, I'm pretty sure I would not be here. I can see the thought process in my head back in 2018 and 19. I can see where that was going. And it scares me now to even look back at it. I don't know who that person is. That person's not me. It never was me. And yeah, I took medication, but I finally feel like, at least to some extent, I am the person I'm supposed to be. Okay, enough of the sappy stuff. Let's do something before I start crying my eyes out.
So the Tim that I'm going to remember is the Tim that was healthy and happy and had a passion to help other people in their mental health as well.
It wasn't until Tim surrendered the most vulnerable places of his life and allowed God and others to step in and help that he found an even greater purpose. Romans 8:28 tells us, God works all things for the good of those who love him. Tim was a witness to the work God did in his life, and because he said yes, God opened doors for Tim to help others. Where is God inviting you to take a courageous and vulnerable step? We all struggle in some way, but we aren't alone in the struggle. Like the everyday people throughout Scripture, and just like Tim, we're invited to take a step. Although we may not know where that step leads, what happens if we don't take it? We could be missing out on the unique ways God can use us to make the biggest impact. It's one step towards becoming who we are supposed to be. It's the invitation to be you.